Bianca Carelli grew up pro wrestling through her father, bikini fitness through her mother, and education through both parents. She is a fast-rising star on the indie pro wrestling scene with a college degree already in her back jean pocket in biology, and now another degree in professional wrestling. Thank you, Bianca. First of all, what is it like getting in the ring, being involved in professional wrestling?
It is a dream come true, and honestly, it is the most fun, exciting thing I feel like I could do with my life. I feel like, you know, you have one life to live in this world, and so many people, they have these dreams and they have so much energy and so much passion, and they allow themselves to just do what they feel like they're supposed to do, and that's not something that I've ever wanted to do. So I feel like I'm going against the grain. I'm pursuing something most people wouldn't dare to pursue, and I feel like I'm really living my life, and it's a very empowering, happy feeling.
It's interesting because have you always had the bug to get into professional wrestling?
So when I was younger, it's funny, I never actually considered it. It was always something that was my dad's profession. It's not something that I thought to do. And then I kind of realized as I got older, wait a second, you know, I love fitness. I love entertaining. I've grown up around wrestling my whole life. Maybe this could be the kind of sport that's for me. And absolutely, I've totally fallen in love with it. I do it every single day. It's always on my mind. Almost, I actually dream about wrestling too. So even when I sleep, it's on my mind. So definitely, I'm happy that I found it.
Well, education is very important, and you were able to get your college degree. Where did you get your college degree? And was that a prerequisite for you, from you and your family, before getting into professional wrestling?
Well, it wasn't really a prerequisite for my family, but it was definitely, they did encourage me to just kind of have a backup. Biology, so I have a biology degree from Western University in Canada, and I love science. I'll always love science. I can apply science to a lot of the stuff I do in ring, whether it comes down to my diet or just the way I've studied for my degree. I can apply that same discipline to training for wrestling. But you know, it's always good to have backup plan. It's always good to have education, but just because I'm wrestling doesn't mean I have to stop educating myself, and I have not stopped educating myself by any means. I'm always looking for new ways to learn and grow, and the internet is a great tool when it comes to learning new things.
Are you interested in teaching biology or in fitness and training and those types of roles?
Absolutely, and actually when I was in university, I was fortunate enough to participate in a program called Let's Talk Science, where I actually volunteered at several schools, French immersion schools, English schools, for children from ages 7 to 14, and I was actually able to teach science, lead science experiments. I did some stuff with some science fairs, judging, and it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. I love children. You know, that's my dream, is to inspire the youth, and that's what I use wrestling for, is I want to inspire the youth. So I could definitely see that possibly in the future, whether it's teaching or not. Definitely something that involves educating children, whether it be with science or just, you know, how to be confident, how to be a good person, how to be a nice person. I think that that's very important.
It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Absolutely, absolutely. I fully believe that from the bottom of my heart.
And by the way, I stole that from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, so I don't want to take away credit from anyone else.
A good quote.
Remember, he said it, but I always like that one, and that's so true with what you're doing. When did you actually start training to become a professional wrestler, and where did you train?
So I started training, I believe it was April 2018, at Tyson Dux Wrestling Factory in London, Ontario, and then I was there for 3 months, and then I moved because school finished, so I came over for the summer. And then I started training with my dad at Battle Arts Academy, so my dad's Santino at Battle Arts. And then I decided, you know what, I don't really want to go back to school. I want to pursue wrestling entirely. After COVID hit, though, I decided to finish my last year, so I did. But yeah, so I was training with Tyson, then my dad, and then we have a new coach at Battle Arts, Nick Stone Rockwell, the adventurer. He's amazing. And then now I'm at Devon Dudley's Academy, and that's a great school. Everyone there is super nice. I feel like I'm learning a lot. And yeah, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can, absorb and grow, and I have so many amazing people who are helping me, like, behind the scenes and teaching me things, and I'm just so grateful for everybody that's helping to share their knowledge with me. It's priceless, and I'm grateful.
Well, not to so much boast on yourself, but did you realize right away, wow, this is something I'm good at. This is something I can really do? Because watching you and getting feedback from other fans and wrestlers, you're taken to this pretty quickly.
Thank you so much. You know, I think like anything, when you start something from the beginning, I was very, you know, I would say insecure. I didn't feel confident. I felt, you know, can I do this? Am I good enough? You know, how long is it going to take for me to really get the hang of this? And I think that that's a very honest and like humble feeling. I think when anybody starts something for the first time, it's new. And it's just a matter of adapting and getting uncomfortable and still pushing through. So, you know, throughout my experience in educating myself with wrestling, you know, there's been many times where I'm like, you know, can I do this? Is this for me? And you have to push through that. And then the reward you get, and like from going through those moments where you doubt yourself, is it's just such an amazing feeling to step out of your comfort zone and be able to achieve what it is that you really, really wanted to so much. I don't know if I'm able to elaborate that point properly.
Well, I think you are, because at first it's like, I don't know what is it going to happen here, what's
exactly.
going to happen. Then you start doing it,
and you're like, okay, maybe
now I'm
I
getting a little
can.
comfortable.
And
Now
exactly.
you're doing this, and you're listening from all these great trainers and coaches and wrestlers and all, because you even mentioned Devon, I believe the Team 3D Academy, which is up in Kissimmee near Orlando and all. And I wanted you to talk a little more about that and what it has been like there, and moving from Canada all the way down to Central Florida and making that transition.
So I knew I wanted to move down to the States for a long time. That was a part of my plan, just because Canada, like if I was in Canada right now, I'd maybe be wrestling once a month. Whereas here, there's stuff going on every weekend. There's so much more opportunity. There's a lot more wrestlers in general. So there's a lot more opportunity to work with people that have more experience than me, and that's how you're gonna get better. You know, what's that saying? You don't want to be the big fish in a small pond. I'd rather be a smaller fish in a bigger pond. So, I mean, it was a wonderful move. Devon's has been amazing. There are so many kind, hardworking people. The energy there, there's a team environment, but there's also some good, healthy competition, and that's what I love, because, you know, when that person next to you is going 100 at the exercise, it makes you want to go 110 at the exercise, and that kind of energy and competitive spirit is what's going to help push me to be the best version of myself. So overall, I think moving here was the best thing I could have done, and I'm pretty proud of myself actually for doing it. When I was thinking about it, it felt like it was so far away, but now it's here, and I'm very happy how things are coming together.
Do you miss Canada?
To be honest, a little bit. The things I miss about Canada are obviously my family. I miss the nature. I love going for walks around my community, through the park. I love the forests there.
It's a different nature down here
Yeah.
than in Canada with the mountains, and just the down here it's more the ocean. It's a
Yeah.
different type of nature.
And, you know, I pretty much just miss my family and the nature. A little bit of certain restaurants that I really like. The food here is different too, but I do like adventure, and moving here has been an adventure, so I'm grateful for that.
Are you an NHL fan?
I kind of. I know a little bit.
Canada is big for NHL.
Yeah,
Canada's also big for pro wrestling, so I just
Yeah.
didn't know if you were into any sports in Canada.
I used to play like NHL 2018 on Xbox a couple years back. I was pretty good. But I haven't played it in a long time. It was funny because my username was Princess Baby B44. So when I'd go live and like face people and then beat them, I'm pretty sure they were pretty mad that they got beat by Princess Baby B44. But whatever, it was funny. So I don't really watch hockey, but the only sport I tend to watch once in a while is actually football. So that is an American sport. So that is something I can vibe with here.
And we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that won the Super Bowl
Yes,
championship,
yes.
not far from the Central Florida, Orlando area, which
That
is
is
very
true.
cool and all. So, hey, what's it like? You're working for Coastal Championship
Yes.
Wrestling. I believe this is your second or third appearance. Where are we at here?
This is my second one at the Brew and my third one in
Overall.
general. Yes.
Because I think you're at the Kelsey Theater.
Yes.
Up
that
in
was the
Lake
last
Park.
one.
Yes,
Yeah.
West Palm. What has it been like? This group has been around for like 17 years. One of the longest running, not only in Florida, but in the country. What is it like working with the talent here?
It's been an amazing opportunity. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity coming down here, you know, trying to get my foot in the door, and to be able to work for CCW has been amazing. The fans are awesome. Every time you go behind that, or out from behind the curtain, the energy they give you is is wonderful. They're so responsive, and it really helps me do my best to perform. So I'm grateful for the fans, grateful for the opportunity, and CCW is, you know, starting to kind of feel like a little bit like home, you know, home away from home. So that's very nice.
Well, it's interesting because you say performing and that fan reaction, and I'm curious if you have any drama or acting background.
Actually, I've always participated in school plays my whole life, musicals, plays in university. I was on an improv team for a couple of years. So I do love acting. I love the stage. I did a lot of speech competitions growing up, public speaking, things like that. So I do love entertainment, and that's why, you know, this business is so fun, you know. It's very versatile and what kind of entertainment you can bring to the table. So I like that I'm able to exercise my my skill set from the past here.
It is such an interesting skill set too. I'm curious, did you win any speech and debate club competitions?
Yes, I won a lot of speech competitions in elementary and middle school, and I got to do like almost every year actually. I think I did my speeches in front of the school, both in English and French because I went to French immersion school. So yeah, I think my best speeches were one was on La Pollution, one was on Les Extraterrestres. I'm losing my French accent being in America, but but yeah, I mean, definitely had some gold medals in my my youth when it comes to speech contests. Oh, look at me, I'm getting all embarrassed now.
But that's great, and also it lends itself to what you're doing now as well.
Yes.
Get you in front of a crowd to speak. And you mentioned about speaking French.
Oui, oui.
Is that something that you want to parlay into your persona, into your character?
Possibly. I can't really see right now how it would fit, but I mean, it could fit. One thing I really like is languages. So I mean, whether it's French or whether it's any language, I want to learn multiple languages throughout my life. So I mean, I understand Italian. I can't really speak it yet, but I understand it. I speak and understand French. I have English. And I actually understand and speak a little bit of Arabic, but that is where the line is.
That's great that you're able to at least speak or understand all these different languages and all. I think Cesaro, as far as pro wrestling, has the record of being able to speak like he speaks like thousands of languages, but that's amazing.
I always wanted to learn Cantonese, but I think that one's going to be like really far in the back burner.
Latin. If you learn Latin, let me know. That's like the toughest
Latin.
one out there. Oh my God.
I know a little bit of Latin from biology because we identify plant cultivars with Latin terms. So
plant cultivars. This
Yeah.
is amazing. You're talking about pro wrestling in the ring and then also plant cultivars. It's just great. All right, so NWM Power.
Yes.
You were part of this huge event. What was it like for you to be able to get the call to be a part of all that?
That was amazing. I was just finishing my degree and I was planning my move to the States, and then, you know, I got the news that Nikki was inviting me to do Empower, and it really was the catalyst to my move to the States. It was so nice to be surrounded by so many like inspiring, strong, talented women. It was definitely the kind of momentum and energy I wanted coming into this country. It really inspired me, motivated me, and it was an honor to be part of that. I think it really was, well, it was a historic event, and to be a part of something that's so historic and so important to so many people was definitely an honor. So I was very happy about
Well, you
that.
mentioned inspiring others, and what a great way to use a platform like that to do that, because this was an all-women's show with NWM Power.
Yeah, no, exactly that. So, especially the world of women's wrestling, it's come so far as to be in that kind of event. Like, it's a big accumulation of how far the industry has developed in terms of women's wrestling. So that's why it was so special to me, as well as so many people, to be a part of that event.
And in that evolution of the women's wrestling, how big a mark did Santina Marella make on that whole?
My aunt, she's always been very supportive of me. You know, ever since I was little, she always told me, Bianca, one day maybe you'll grow up and you'll be half as great as me. And so, you know, I've always hoped that I would be half as great as her. And I think she told me I'm about 1/10 of the way, but to keep trying, kid. So hopefully one day she'll accept me.
And might we see it? Who knows? Never say never. Might we see a tag match one day with you and Santina getting in there?
It's possible. You know, she doesn't like to share the spotlight, so it's really hard to say. And, you know, depending on her mood, she's really unpredictable. I could see her maybe turning around the match on me. She's kind of a cranky aunt. Very, very kind person, though. She gets a lot of guys. So, I mean, you know, you never know with her. She's a fireball.
And you had a WWE Trial.
Yes, I did.
And curious, what was that like? Because your father, obviously, much success with WWE, and then here you are trying to make your own mark and being able to have a tryout there at the Performance Center.
So that was an amazing opportunity. It was pretty early on into my wrestling career. It was a year and a half in. And so, I mean, I've learned so much since then. And I feel like it was a good way for me just honestly to kind of see where I measure up in terms of like the Canadian talent at the time and see what my strengths and weaknesses are. I was able to identify those, and I'm working on my weaknesses as well as my strengths. I obviously would love to get another opportunity to work there, but like, you know, their feedback was basically just keep doing your thing, keep growing, and that's what I'm doing. I'm doing everything I can to kind of adhere to their advice, and hopefully, fingers crossed, good things will happen. I'm just kind of keeping open and not shutting down any opportunities and letting the world bring me what it will, let the universe bring me what it will, and just doing my best every day, doing what I can do to get where I want to be.
And that's the thing, Bianca, whether it's here at CCW, which has done tremendous shows, or there's so many opportunities out there. And you mentioned coming down to Florida, because there are so many different groups and opportunities here, whether it be the indie scene or WWE or an AEW, NWA, which you were part of, Impact Wrestling, MLW, on and on and on and on. So for you, is it just more or less just navigating through all that and scheduling it and putting a plan all together?
So right now, like, I'm kind of trying to figure out a schedule that allows me to develop my skills in a very well-rounded way. So right now I do weight training several days a week, ring training several days a week, and then I try to work shows on the weekends, as well as watch wrestling when I'm not in the ring and when I'm not working out. So basically everything I'm doing is for wrestling. In my free time, I'm meal prepping my food so that I have something to eat after wrestling or before wrestling, and so everything I'm doing is wrestling, and it is kind of, that's all I'm navigating right now, is just how to improve and how to grow.
Well, you mentioned food, so have you found any good places to eat in Central Florida compared to what you have up in Canada?
Well, so last weekend I tried Checkers.
Checkers! Oh, you went really high-end, very good protein, nutritious. That's great!
The loaded fries were amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
And then today I went to, apparently it's not called Polo Tropical. Apparently it's called Pollo Tropical.
There we go, Ariel to cha-cha. Look at that. And everyone's here, everyone knows.
So I went to Polo today, Polo Tropical.
Guys, what is it? What is it called?
Pollo Tropical. Pollo Tropical.
Pollo Tropical.
Yeah.
And I got the, I don't actually remember what it was called, but it was good.
All right,
that's
as long as it was good, that's the main thing for you. Couple more questions, wrap this up.
Yes.
Your name, Bianca Carelli.
Yes.
So, where did that come from?
So, my great-grandmother actually wanted me to be named Bianca, but my parents wanted to name me Sophia. And then they wanted to make my great-grandmother happy, so they went with her name, I guess. Also, my mom decided, like, she was cool with it because she really liked Mick Jagger, and Mick Jagger's wife was named Bianca, so, like, I'm kind of named after her, and also, inspired by my great-grandmother, rest in peace, Nona. So, yeah, I guess that's where my name came from, but it means, white in Italian, and my middle name, Sophia, apparently means wisdom, and then Carelli means carrier. So, if you believe in names, apparently I'm the carrier of wisdom. Of wisdom, maybe heavenly wisdom. I don't know, but I think it sounds cool.
It does sound cool. Oh, and it's so close to Santino Marella when you think of Bianca Carelli. There is that little bit of
the Italian
yes,
sound. It's
in
the
there as well. It's in there. Might we see any cobras from Bianca?
Hey, you never know. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. The snake's just hibernating right now. Maybe it'll hatch and come out.
Do you have any gloves?
Do I have any gloves?
Do you have any snake gloves?
Not yet. Not yet. But maybe one day.
And Tim Hortons, Starbucks, or Dunkin' Donuts?
Starbucks. Sorry. I know I'm a Canadian, but I love Starbucks.
Wow,
I
yeah, I didn't see that coming. I thought for sure Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons has a special place in my heart. Like I have a specific order, and they actually got some really good new donuts. But the coffee at Starbucks is better, and I'm a coffee girl, and like I gotta go with Starbucks.
And with that, you go to Starbucks. What are you ordering?
I'm getting a tall blonde roast, black, and I'm maybe getting the like sous vide egg bites, the egg white ones with the roasted red pepper. They're so good. They're so delicious.
Guys, is that okay? Is that all right?
Delicious.
It got the approval.
We're good. We're good. Yes. All right. So last question. See,
Yes.
I try to make these tough questions. So
Okay.
yeah. Windex. What can you tell me about Windex?
Okay, I absolutely love Windex. I clean everything with Windex. I will not buy the no-name version of Windex. It's great for your mirrors. It's great for your faucets. I use it on the counter. I actually use it on the stove. I think Windex is the best cleaning product ever, and I wish that they would sponsor me.
Bianca, and they will one day, I'm sure.
Well, they already were.
Social media for you, for fans.
My Instagram is at Bianca Sophia with an additional A at the end of Bianca and Sophia, and my Twitter is Carelli Bianca with no funny business. So.
Yes, and Bianca is here at Coastal Championship Wrestling. Thank you, Bianca.
Thank you so much.